Hi there, it's Thomas. Today I want to tell you what is, I think, the weirdest story I've ever told on this channel. So there used to be this Twitter account called Forest of Illusion that showed off old Nintendo prototypes and games and behind the scenes facts. That account has since been locked down. You can't access it publicly anymore. But back in November of last year, I got in contact with one of the people behind this account, a guy who goes by the username Togamet2. And he told me a really bizarre story about one time that Nintendo approved a piece of official art where Mario swears. Not just like a rude gesture or something. He literally has a speech bubble that says, "Today I want to tell you what Togamet told me." It all started with a movie that you've almost certainly never heard of, called Super Mario Bros. The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach. It came out in 1986, 1 year after Super Mario Bros. The game, which it was based on. Now, this film is pretty special. Although it's hard to prove with 100% certainty, most people list this movie as the first ever adaptation of a video game to cinema. This was 7 years before the very famous and a little controversial live-action Super Mario Bros. Movie, after all. But there's another thing you need to know about this 1986 anime. It's super rare and really hard to find. Yes, you can watch it on YouTube. 3 million people have done that already. But if you want a physical copy of that original VHS tape, you're gonna have to pay up. When I was talking to Togamet, he sent me the link to a Yahoo auctions page where this VHS tape was being sold. The asking price was about $1,500. Wow. But it turned out there was already one person I knew who owned a copy of this tape. None other than Togamet himself. When I asked him where he got his, he told me it was also from Yahoo auctions. I did not ask him how much it cost, but I think it's safe to say it was probably not cheap. Now, back in 1986, when this movie was released, the movie studio actually printed 100 vinyl records with the movie's soundtrack on them. That's not a lot of copies, but it gets worse. According to Togamet, only around 5 of these vinyls remain to this day. The rest were lost or destroyed. But again, there is one person who owns one of these vinyls. You can probably guess who it is. It's Togamet. So why does this vinyl even matter? Who cares about a random film from the 80s, let alone a vinyl record of that film's soundtrack? Well, there's one final thing to know. This record actually came packaged with a little picture book. It was completely exclusive to this soundtrack, and it was called Mario's Fantastic World Picture Book. A lot of it was just text with little doodles alongside. But there was one page unlike the rest. It was filled with little full-colour drawings, and right in the middle of it was a picture of Mario saying, "shit." It looks to me like he lost the game he was playing, and I guess even Mario gets angry sometimes. That's not anywhere near the end of the weirdness, though. This picture shows Mario shouting, "Damn you!" at a huge Koopa Trooper. Again, that doesn't seem very on brand to me. The English here is all very dubious too. In this one, Luigi is shouting, "Getcha, hurry now." Getcha? That's not a word. And then over here, Toad says, "Such a miracle you got." Okay, Toad. And finally, in this last one, Mario exclaims, "What the helly?" That's definitely an I, not an exclamation mark. Helly. Very strange. So, what is all of this? Well, I wondered if maybe there was some context I was missing that would help explain all of these strange drawings. But when I asked Togamet, he told me, the weird thing is, there really is no context to it. It's just a bunch of panels of characters saying different things. And bam, Mario says shit. Now, like I said, there's only 5 of these left at all in the world. Most of them are gone. Togamet2 is really the guy to speak to about all of this. He told me, "I've been collecting stuff from this film for over 15 years now, probably. Took me forever to find the VHS tape. Back then, it was only a myth. People thought it never came out in the US because they thought it was some X-rated parody. All we had to go from back then was a single image of the back cover and nothing else." Now, Togame is one of the rare few with a copy of his own, but not even he has the answers behind these bizarre illustrations. He told me he suspected that whoever was in charge of these drawings just didn't understand the meaning of the English text inside the speech bubbles. I agree with him, that seems the most likely guess. But ultimately, it will always be just that, a guess. We'll never know the true story behind these images. And I like that. I like that this is an unsolved mystery. But it's a mystery that I want to share with the world. You see, this image is copyrighted. It's hard to know whether it's okay to post it online. I'm hoping this video counts as fair use, but it's pretty murky. So I teamed up with an illustrator that I know to create a completely original, unrelated piece of art called Moustache Man with Shit Speech Bubble. You can buy it on a t-shirt or a cushion or a mug or many other things on my store right now. The link is in the description for that. Plus, post it on Twitter, on Facebook. I've talked with the illustrator. We want you to spread the word. This needs to be as big as Picasso, as big as the Mona Lisa. You need to get this going places. No longer will Moustache Man with Shit Speech Bubble be hidden away. Thanks to all my amazing patrons who support these weird videos. You can become a patron too if you want at patreon.com/thomasgamedocs. And I'll see you next week. Goodbye.